Hi, Derek here, and today I'd like to talk to you about running Tanzu GemFire Management Console on Kubernetes. So this is the newer management console, basically a replacement for Pulse for viewing and managing your GemFire clusters. And today I'm going to show you how to run this out on Kubernetes, connecting to a GemFire cluster also running on Kubernetes. A brief interjection here. If you'd like to see how to install GemFire on Kubernetes, I will put a couple of links up here and in the description so you can follow those to get Kubernetes installed. Back to Management Console. So I already have a GemFire cluster running on Kubernetes. I've connected with GFSH. If we do list members, we can see my cluster, one locator, two servers. And same thing on Kubernetes, I can do kget pods, and we can see that I have my operator first off, and then one locator, two servers, and I can do kget GemFire clusters and see the same thing. I have my one cluster, GemFire 1, one locator running, two servers running. So now what I'd like to do is add the management console to this, also running in Kubernetes. So I will share in the notes here a simplified guide as well as pointers to the documentation on how to do this. The only thing I've done in advance is I've set my Docker secret, which is in this guide, so that I can pull this image. So we will start by deploying the container image for GemFire Management Console. And this has a pretty simple YAML file to define it. It defines a service, defines a stateful set, as well as the actual management console and its data volume. So the only thing I've done in here is set the namespace to my namespace of TGF. That's where the secret for Docker or the image pull secret is saved. Let's go ahead and deploy this. So we'll do k apply -f and then that same file. And if we do kget pods, we will see it's really quick. It's already up and running. So let's go ahead and try and connect to this. It's going to expose its web service on port 8080. So we can do k port forward to that pod on port 8080. And once that's connected, we can go in my browser and go to localhost port 8080, and we see Tanzu GemFire Management Console. For here, I don't have a login security provider, so I can just click go or enable developer mode. And when I first log in, I'm not going to have any clusters. So I want to connect that GemFire cluster also running on Kubernetes. And this is not hard to do, but the details are important. So we're going to first name it GemFire 1. The host will be the fully qualified DNS name that is specified for my locator. So we can see the building blocks of that. If we come back here and say kget all, we can see we have a service for GemFire 1 locator. And then this will be the rest of the path to say, service at cluster.local. Again, I have this in my documentation, so I don't fat finger it. So this is GemFire 1 locator, the namespace, it's a service at cluster.local. It's the default port, 7070. We do not have cluster security enabled by default, but we do have a TLS certificate. And in order to grab this, we need to grab the key store and the trust store file. And this is done with this command. So we're going to use kubectl to copy the file, key store, to my local directory. And then the same thing for the trust store. So I will run this here and copy those to my home directory. And you'll see I have key store and trust store. And then the other piece I need is the password for that. And to get the password, we can look at this secret and just decode it from base 64. So this is my secret. So I'm going to copy the secret first. This is the same secret I would use with GFSH for this key store and trust store. We will come back here. It is the same for both in this configuration. And then I need to point it at my key store and my trust store. I will save this and connect. And we're connected. Simple as that. We can view all of our clusters, which is the nice thing here is I can view multiple. I only have the one. And if we navigate in here, we can start to get the information you would expect from a GemFire cluster. So the different members, the regions, the data that's in there. Under members, I can see the same thing. I have my locator and 2 servers. I can start to look at gets, puts, latency, throughput. I can look and see, right now I have no regions. So we could create a region, say customers. This could be partitioned, with one redundant copy. We might then have a product region that is replicated across every node. So that's easy to connect with our customers. And then we might have, say, an order region. And we'll make that partition because we're expecting to have many different orders. So we now have our different regions. We can click on any of them to find out more information, indexes, persistence, all the other capabilities that you can tie to regions. We can look at other configuration and disk stores. We can connect to GFSH from here and look at logs, functions. I'm not going to go through each of them, but I do also like Data Explorer, in which case I need to have some data. I could do this with GFSH here, but just to show that it's the same thing, I'll go back over here to GFSH. And if we do list regions, we'll see our regions. And now we want to do a put. Tab completion is excellent. So we can put into a region equals customers. The key we can say is Pivotal Tech. We'll go with the channel name. And since this is going on YouTube, we will put value, please subscribe. I'm not a big YouTuber, but apparently that's what you got to put. All right, what did I mess up? I think I just need double quotes here to make this a string. Equals would probably help. Now I've got that in there. Let's put another one in here. And we will say go GemFire, and this can be Tanzu. All right, so now if we come back here, Data Explorer, we can look at customer, browse. This is a useful thing for troubleshooting, not going to be your main interface, but you can see the different entries here. Number of other capabilities for this. I'm not going to go into a full tour of Tanzu GemFire Management Console. There are other videos out there on this that I would encourage you to watch. Also, there are other videos out there on how to set up GemFire, including on Kubernetes, that I'll point you to. But today, this has been a demonstration, hopefully informational, on how to install GemFire Management Console on Kubernetes. Thank you for watching. Bye.